to get going. Gotta catch those runners taking off like a Boeing. If the volume spikes, then it's time to trade. Mighty 90 setting up, it's time to get paid. Navigation trading on the mic, time to get focused. We don't need any indicator, hocus pocus. It's all about the price, just watch it move. Manage your risks so you don't lose. First hour of trading is all we need. Focus on the patience and forget about greed.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's day trading live stream for Tuesday, St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. S&P futures up 32, NASDAQ up 121, Russell up 12, Dow up 270. Dow slightly the strongest. Everything's up right at about 0.5%. Gold up 1/3%. Silver about the same. Notes and bonds and yields pretty flat. Oil up 1.5%. Natural gas up 2%. Soybeans, wheat, and corn all a little bit mixed, plus or minus within 0.5%. Euro and the pound are tiny green, and Bitcoin's down about 0.5%. VIX contracting down 5%, reading at the freeze 22.34. We've had a little surge here in the market over the last hour and a half, at about 7 a.m. Central Time. Oil kind of falling during that same period. Oil's still up, but not as much. Biggest stock movers on my board: pre-market OKLO, Lemonade, Delta Airlines. MU's up another 2.5% going into earnings tomorrow. Nvidia's up. Biggest red, Nebius, down 7%, which it's been up big the last few days, but taking a little pullback. CoreWeave down 2%, Circle down 1%. So the crypto's down a little bit. Coinbase, MSTR. A lot of the chips are up. Got about 30 seconds till the bell. That 4-7 double calendar I put on yesterday doesn't look like it's very close to transforming, so I haven't put an order in yet, but keep an eye on that this morning. All right, so expected range in SPX, according to the TOS option chain, is about just under 40. AMD dropping, Intel dropping, a lot of chips dropping, SMH down now, NVIDIA big drop, Tesla big drop. Meta, a little bounce to start. Amazon holding above previous day high. Microsoft as well. I'm going to load up some 215 calls in Amazon. Amazon now pushing above pre-market highs. Meta pushing. S&P, NASDAQ, Russell all bouncing. Goog pushing above previous day high. Amazon showing the most relative strength so far. Microsoft, I'm going to load up the 402.5 calls. Chips getting a little rebound. Nice bounce out of AMD, AVGO through highs. SMCI, nice bounce. PLTR is green above pre-market highs as well. I'm going to load up the 155 calls in PLTR. NVIDIA weak. Continuing that reversal. Well, it's still green on the day, I guess, but Tesla, nice flush through previous day low and bounce. Big bounce. S&P, NASDAQ pushing. All the cryptos bouncing. Bitcoin bouncing. NVIDIA is really the... NVIDIA and Intel are staying weak, but most everything else is bouncing pretty well. Amazon right at pre-market highs. I'm going to keep an eye on Amazon here. Potential early entry. PLTR reversed back into the red. Amazon kind of reacting around that pre-market high level. Meta staying strong. MU got up to previous day high. It's kind of rejecting, getting weaker. Still watching Amazon here. S&P and NASDAQ kind of holding at the top. Meta kind of chopping around previous day high. I'm going to take Amazon here. Filled at 164. Still showing some good relative strength. See if it can keep pushing. I'll put my first profit target at $1.85. See if we can get a quick little pop. Nvidia starting to bounce. Tesla getting back in the green. S&P, NASDAQ still just kind of pausing. Meta ticked above highs again. MSTR is pushing new highs right at previous day high. Amazon, a little bit of rejection. S&P and NASDAQ staying strong. I'll give Amazon a little bit of time here. It's going to need to kind of snap back up, though. I don't want to give it too much room. Looks like Meta was. I was looking at Meta too. It's holding a little bit stronger. Took a little bit of an aggressive entry on Amazon a little earlier than normal, just because it was above previous day high, showing some good relative strength out of the gate. Everything looked pretty strong. Let's see if it can hold and push again. Microsoft trying to make its way back up to highs. Nice bounce in MSTR. Bitcoin still bouncing. Apple just under previous day high. Tesla going through pre-market highs now. Highs of the day. After a big flush. Nvidia's bounce got pushed back down. Tesla's extending now. Wow, PLTR just popped. I had that one on my list, but it kind of got weak and now it ripped back up. Big banks pushing higher, all up 2-3%. Crypto's strong. Hood's up 3%. MSTR's up 1%. Coin's up coin's up 2.5%. Amazon not continuing that strength yet. Apple pushing up. Intel super weak. Google rejecting that previous day high. AVGO just went through
Order
lows.
partially filled. Order filled.
Amazon's still dipping. I'm going to have to cut this thing if it's not going to bounce quickly. I'm already a little deeper in than I wanted to be. Indices staying strong, but Amazon's still dipping. All right, I'm going to have to cut Amazon. Ugh. Nasty bar. Give it just a minute. It's got 40 seconds left here on this bar. See if we get any kind of buyer stepping in. Meta's kind of rolling over as well. Google. Tesla's little pop getting pushed back down. We'll see if this little bounce has any legs at all. Didn't want to hold Amazon through that much heat, but let's see if this little bounce is gonna snap back up. Otherwise, I'll just cut it. Indices staying strong. Netflix extending. PLTR had a little pause. Looks like it's ready to kick back up. Google, a little snap back up towards previous day high. Microsoft dip getting bought up. So is Meta. So everybody's dip's kind of getting bought up. I'm going to give Amazon just a little bit more time. S&P, NASDAQ extending through highs. Nice push in Netflix, Apple. Microsoft through highs. PLTR new highs again. Yeah, good point, Anil. I meant to mention that yesterday. Yep. Index futures rolled over to June. Microsoft, nice extension. Need to see the same thing out of Amazon that Microsoft is doing. IWM, S&P, NASDAQ all extending. Bitcoin kind of fell down, but it's trying to bounce again. Meta trying to reclaim its previous day high. Amazon right back at that pre-market high level, which is kind of where I was focused on when I got in. And the indices are ripping. Some of these are not. Microsoft is Microsoft and Apple kind of carrying the rip. PLTR staying strong still. Google, nice snapback above previous day high. Meta trying to get back above previous day high. Tesla struggling to extend higher. Let's go, Amazon. Keep it going. Keep the upside Momo going. I'm just afraid if these indices start to pull back that Amazon's going
Order
to.
cancelled.
Definitely not showing relative strength. But
Order partially filled.
let's see.
Order filled.
I had my initial profit target at $1.85. I'm going to bring that down to $1.78. Microsoft still raging. Apple still moving up. Amazon trying to get to highs. Amazon getting close to my entry, but I've seen some decent premium decay holding through that dip. All right, here comes Amazon. Let's go, little buddy. See if it can extend through highs here. Basically, my options are trading right where I got in. Even though we're about to push through, or we just pushed through highs of day. That's why I had to lower my profit target. So it's at $1.78. Tezzy trying to get back up to highs. S&P, NASDAQ kind of pausing near the highs. Meta couldn't get back above previous day high. Yeah, 3 days are probably getting less premium decay than my 1 DTEs. All right, Amazon ticking new highs, not quite up to my profit target yet. Russell making new highs. Let's see, I don't think we have any news in 5 minutes, do we? Pending home sales in 5 minutes, but shouldn't be much of a mover. Meta still rejecting a little bit. Microsoft pulling back. Nvidia's at lows. Tesla hasn't really extended. It keeps wicking through highs of day and then kind of pulling back. Google now rejecting. Dark Avenger, as far as the new time machine, yeah, you could enter right now. I'm too focused on this, but go ahead. I'm going to be pretty light. We've got FOMC tomorrow. I might do a 3-6, or I was going to do a 1-2. We've had a lot of premium sucked out. Doing a 1-2 right before FOMC can work sometimes, but we've already had a lot of premium sucked out, so I'll have to look at it later. Netflix rejecting. Tesla ticking through highs again. Amazon not quite able to push through. I'll be back in 1 minute. All right, Amazon dipping a little bit again. A lot of these Mag 7 dipping NVIDIA through lows, Google big rejection, Netflix rejection, Microsoft, Meta. Need a little bit more strength here. Russell staying strong. It's still pushing new highs. Banks had that initial push, just been chopping near highs of day. Same with the cryptos. They kind of had that bounce and then pretty choppy. Amazon needs to bounce here. Need the bounce. Tesla staying pretty strong. Just kind of pushing up, pulling back, pushing up, pulling back. A little stair step up. PLTR had a dip. It's starting to bounce. I'm going to load the 157.5 calls in PLTR. Amazon dipping again. I'm watching PLTR calls. Watching PLTR. I'm going to take PLTR calls. Had a nice little dip. Looks like it's ready to head back up to highs of day at least. I'll put my first profit target at 270 in PLTR. If it can get back up to highs of day. Amazon's a little dip, getting bought up a little bit. Tesla's still going through highs. AVGO pushing through lows. S&P, NASDAQ dipping. NVIDIA pushing through lows. PLTR is kind of dipping now. Need Amazon to hold here. If I'm going to hold any longer. Sitting through a lot of chop. Meta's still rejecting, never could extend through previous day high. Tesla kind of rejecting. Amazon's holding, keeps trying to bounce. Bitcoin keeps trying to bounce off the bottom. Tesla's dip getting bought up, almost back up to highs. See if these indices can pop back up here. PLTR's little bounce just kind of went sideways. Netflix still rejecting previous day high. All right, I'm getting ready to cut Amazon here. If it doesn't bounce here. Microsoft, big rejection.
Order cancelled. Order filled. Order cancelled. Order partially filled.
All right, Amazon is not showing the strength I need. Give it just a minute. All right, I'm going to cut Amazon. Filled at 109. PLTR, I'm not going to give it too much room. MSTR popping back up to highs. SNDK, big bounce back in the green. AVGO starting to bounce finally. I'm on the 157 halves. SMCI was chopping above previous day high. It's breaking down now. SMH really just pretty choppy. Had a nice gap up, but it's choppy overall since the open. AMD, big reversal. Tesla trying to make new highs again. Nvidia making new lows. Not very good price action this morning for what I like to see. PLTR had some really good momentum and then just kind of fizzled like a lot of things here. Microsoft giving it all up. Meta giving a bunch back. Apple rolling over. Amazon still kind of dipping. Google just chopping near previous day high. S&P, NASDAQ pulling back near previous day high. Russell's a little bit below its previous day high. Palantir still just kind of holding. It's not dipping like some of the others. See the NASDAQ, looking at my 15-minute chart. We're basically pulling back to the last two previous day highs. I'm going to look look at some 1DTE calls in QQQ. That would be I'll do the 606. See how it reacts here. PLTR still not bouncing, kind of dipping a little bit. Come on, Poulter.
Filled.
All right, I'm going to got my order ready to close PLTR if it doesn't bounce. NASDAQ dipping below previous day high, S&P right at it. Microsoft going through lows of day. PLTR trying to bounce a little bit.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
MSTR is kind of chopping
Order
near highs.
partially filled.
All right, now we're starting to see
Order
some
filled.
weakness come in the indices again. Watching PLTR to cut. S&P Q's little Well, S&P flushed through lows of day and previous day high. NASDAQ trying to get back up to it. Let's see if it can reclaim that. Show some strength.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
Nice bounce in the Qs.
Order partially filled.
PLTR
Order
bouncing a
filled.
tiny bit. Yeah, Tezzy kind of dipping now. Apple pulled back to previous day high, trying to bounce. MU getting a decent bounce. Okay, here we go. A little bit of buyers coming in. I didn't take anything in the Qs, but a little reclaim of that previous day high working. PLTR showing a little bit of legs. Yeah, I do have that number 71 expiring today. I was trying to get out of some of it yesterday on that big NVIDIA pop, but then it reversed so quick I never got filled. It's about 40 points, SPX points outside of my tent, so I'm going to hopefully we can get another bounce here. I'd start scaling out of it. PLTR, nice bounce. Let's see if it's got any more in it. Would love to see S&P get back up through highs of day. That would really help that time machine. I'm going to go ahead and put in an order at $2.50. It would need a pretty big bounce to hit that, but get the order in. I'm going to take QQQ calls. The 1DTE 606s that I had loaded up. Filled at 244. See if we can get a push back up towards highs of day here. Seeing the chips are finally kind of coming to life. Big bounce out of NVIDIA. Google back above previous day high. Microsoft, which gave it all up, flushed through lows, is starting to bounce. I'll put my first profit target in the Qs at 275. Russell dipping again. It's not continuing that strength. Let's see if the S&P and SPY can continue, or the S&P and NASDAQ. S&P dipping back to previous day high. Need a hold and bounce. Hold and rip. Google heading back up towards highs of day. Still in just kind of choppy first 5-minute range, though. Google never broke out of its first 5 minutes. All right, S&P or NASDAQ dip getting bought back up. Tesla almost back up to highs. Watson, you and Tezzy. Whoa, MU just popped. Popped through previous day high, pre-market high. PLTR not getting any continuation on that bounce yet. Either is the NASDAQ. Come on, boys. Everybody up. Everybody up. Crypto's just chopping. Banks are still pulling back after being strong early. Not sure I'll do another DC time machine. I've got that Friday, Monday one that I put on yesterday that I held overnight. It hasn't even moved since the open. It's about $1, over $1 away from getting transformed. All right, NASDAQ popping back up. See if we get some legs here. FOMC is kind of holding everything up. Well, NASDAQ couldn't continue. Come on, get some legs, boys. I'm ready to be done. IWM starting to bounce again. Bitcoin trying to get back up to go green. S&P holding above previous day high. NASDAQ definitely acting the strongest of the three over the last 20 minutes or so. Just getting chopped up today. Just not getting any follow through. NASDAQ dipping, PLTR dipping. Amazon's still going sideways since I closed. All right, little dip getting bought up again. I feel like the market's moving in slow motion today.
Order filled. Order filled.
Yeah, I would say the groups is the best way to do it. Or you can, if you have a, did you say an iron condor? Yeah, I mean, if you want to do a spread, you have to load up. You can, in the actual ticker box, you can do each option individually and put a plus sign in between each one, or a minus sign if it's a short. You would want to put them all together like on a Word document, and then copy and paste the whole thing into either into the watch list or into your symbol box on your chart. All right, NASDAQ, let's make a push. Tesla through highs, MSTR through highs. Yeah, Watson. So, yeah, copy the symbol from your option chain. So kind of like I do for my options here, like my PLTR, I just copy it and paste it. And then when you go into your symbol here, just put, yeah, plus. Oops. Oh, it doesn't. I think you have to copy it to like a Word document first and then paste it all in there. It's not letting me put a. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, you can do it there too. All right, NASDAQery. Got my first profit target at 275. Bitcoin pushing through highs of day. Tesla still pushing through highs. Get a little pop in the S&P. That time machine where I'm trying to take off 8 of 12 should hit. It doesn't need to quite get to highs of day, I don't think. Well, a little over an hour in, and I have not hit a profit target yet. MU pushing through highs. PLTR just kind of slowly grinding up. Microsoft dipping back into the red. NASDAQ falling back down. Oh, by the way, no, not having a navigation trading show today. Troy is under the weather, so I can't do it without my trusty co-host. Lando, I forgot to tell you that. Or were you on the chat? Oh yeah, you were on there. NASDAQ, where are you going? Get back up where you belong. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap the stream here. I will finish off my QQQ and PLTR trade in the trade channel. I will keep an eye on these as well as see if there's anything on the DC time machines that interest me, but FOMC kind of holding things up right now, so most likely nothing, but we'll see. All right, all. Have a good rest of your day. We'll see you in Power Hour. Cheers.